Esau.
I got one. I like to do something for the poor real quick.
All right.
Matthew 5 verse 3. It says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." It says, "For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth."
So lowly, poor, you know what I'm saying? Without much substance and shit. I'm talking about like Esau, they ain't got to worry about certain things. They got maid servants, they got butlers, you know what I'm saying? Somebody to bring the car around, the chauffeur at the house, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got to, they ain't got to get up in the cold, do shit. But I'm talking, let's go even further than that. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say in the curses, we gonna build a house and they gonna dwell in them. We gonna plant vineyards, and we ain't even gonna eat the fruit thereof. You know what I'm saying? So we laboring and we not being rewarded according to our labors. And that's also in the James the 5th chapter, you know, behold you rich men. You know what I'm saying? The laborers which of you held back by fraud. And part of that fraud is y'all people, they go outsource. Now, before they just do it off of slavery. Now they're outsourcing. Seeing all their companies overseas, so they ain't gotta pay but pennies on the dollar to get their product made and then ship it back. It's cheaper to do it that way in their eyes. You know, send it overseas, send it back, and then mark up the price. You know, because they don't want to pay the so-called average day Americans today the right wage. Prime example, Missouri, and I was talking about this not too long ago. Missouri went back. They went up from $7.50 minimum wage to $10. They downscaled back from $10 to $7.50. So tell me that ain't gonna cause no uproars and riots of the people, all right? To go and take minimum wage of all people, you know what I'm saying? They giving people tax cuts, people that's, you know what I'm saying, the upper class tax cuts and shit like that. They ain't gotta pay a free fare or whatever. And then they're gonna take from the lower class less from them. You know what I'm saying? Go and take that extra $2.50 that they gave them, then take it back away and bring you back. Like picture that shit. Like y'all people was held in derision, man. Y'all thought y'all was doing something. Y'all got that $2.50 extra. I can now do this, do that, woo woo, and then they go and take it right back, man. So it's about to be uproars of the people, man.
And that's just like unrighteous on this. That goes just like supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? Because the supply of what you getting paid annually, you know what I'm saying, weekly, bi-weekly, you know what I'm saying, but still demand. You know, your car note is still the same. You know what I'm saying? Your rent, they ain't gonna run out because, we know this, you know what I'm saying, minimum wage in that house, we gonna run out on your rent $100. You know what I'm saying? They still want for it. You know what I'm saying? But they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? That day.
Yeah, like you saying, like they increase everything, man. Like they might increase like certain bills, set you out, or food. Cause that go up all the time, man. Like certain food and like items at the store, that shit go up all the time, man.
Yeah.
You know. But I got one more in the same chapter. Back in Matthew 5 verse 6. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. It said, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahweh. Blessed are the peaceful, the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh.
Right.
It say, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
And we being persecuted, because when you look that up, you go back to being oppressed. Being oppressed, that's what persecution means. So we see that already beginning today, in our lifetime, you know, that persecution. And it's only a moment before they gonna try to lay hands on us too. And that's written in Luke the 11th chapter. Keep going in that Psalms.
There's Psalms 37 and 14. It say the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and the needy, and to slay such as to be of upright conversation.
Right, and to the best of our ability, we trying to be of an upright conversation. Can you grab that Amos 5 and 10? You know what I'm saying? We trying to have an upright conversation, talk about the truth. You know, something that many people feel not the need to want to speak on. Or I don't get into religion or politics, but that's what govern your whole life, man. You know, and y'all don't want to get into it, so y'all just rather be in that little bubble. Y'all rather be asleep. Y'all rather be in that field and state of mind of dementia, that madness, caught up in the world, not caring about your goings. You know what I'm saying? Like a prudent man would do.
I mean, it's lucky, and at the same time, like you gotta put your foot down somewhere, man. If you ain't in no type of political stance or so-called spiritual, you know, so when they say we're gonna stick a chip in you, you gonna say, oh, okay. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? What's next? Oh, we're gonna separate you from your kids, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a fucking homosexual, or we gonna put you to death. Like it has it has to come to a common ground. You got to stand in what the fuck you believe in, man.
Stand for something, for
Right,
anything.
right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand that, man.
Yeah, because that's what Esau is taking our people. He's taking our people to have no standards whatsoever. That's why our people. That's why the Lord gave us standards, man. He gave you like, all right, I need you to don't eat this, don't eat this. You can eat that. He gave us a standard to live by, man. Because if you don't got no standard to live by, you just basically like a damn animal. You know?
And that's what the government was, the laws, statutes, and commandments, you know, and the elders who that basically kept us in order, you know, with that. Right? That was the true government, you know?
I got the one in Amos if you want it.
Yeah.
I know, you just want to continue?
Yeah, bring it out.
Amos.
Yeah, that Amos, bring it out.
Amos 5 and, you said 10, right?
Yeah.
It say, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. Yeah, you can never bring this one out too much.
Right.
It say, they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
Right. They hate us that rebuke in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, man. And we trying to have that upright conversation, but they want to oppress and persecute the poor and the needy. And we the poor and the needy, you know? They go and I always talk about this, they ride around down the way, you know what I'm saying, every 30 seconds. You know, oppressing the poor and the needy, and they already in public Section 8 housing, you know, government assistance, welfare and shit, trying to get more they call it snaps out of them, more money out of them, you know what I'm saying, trying to find somebody that ain't parked correctly, trying to find somebody who out after dusk and they got a curfew or whatever the fuck, you know, just trying to be an asshole, looking for any and every reason to fuck over Jake.
If I'm gonna add something, yeah, because that's why, like you were just saying, like, I mean, even too, like our own people, man. Jake, he ride all day up and down the hood, man. Suicide doors, man. Sitting on them things, you know what I mean? You know, I'm serious, man. That's fucked up when you think about it, man. Cause like Jake just want to stunt on other Israelites, man. It ain't about him. You know what I mean? Actual get things and get things in order, helping out his fellow brethren that look like him. Cause that's what Jake think, like they like, look, man, if he ain't related to me, they don't give a fuck about him. He ain't got nothing to do with me. But what about him just looking, being of your fucking nation, man? Yeah, man. You got it, man. Get in
Get in there.
I don't know if you wanted some more in there.
I believe that was it. Was that the end of that verse?
But that was the end of that one, though. Yeah.
Unless there's more on there.
Yeah, no,
Bring it out to the spirit.
you go
You got it out.
Yeah, this Psalms 37 and 15. It say their sword shall enter into thy own heart, and their bow shall be broken.
So their sword is going to enter into their own heart. Like I said, their tongue going to fall upon themselves. Everything that they wickedly imagine against us is going to come to happen upon themselves. All right? You got to understand, you shoot that missile off, it's going to come back down. And them having also the same artillery, y'all shoot to them, they shoot to you, y'all both dead. They're like somebody holding a gun to you, you hold a gun to them, y'all pull at the same time, boom. Two birds with one stone.
It's just like in the back of the back in the ancient day when they used to have war, it wasn't like no helicopters. They used to line up over there, and we'd be over and they just shoot each other, cap each other out. And then once they all dead, they pull up the next flight, they do the shit back and forth, like
Straight up.
bombs and shit,
Pack the bitch down, you know what I'm saying? Blow the dust off of it. Hey, you gotta bite the bitch off, pour it in, tap it down. By the time you run, that's why they had bayonets, you know what I'm saying? They can run up and poke a nigga. Poke a nigga, get back in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Old ass rifles when you had to like cock it back, that little lever thing, and put up, and if you sitting down, you gotta pull it up. You know?
Oh, the boat action?
Yeah, like the little
throw it. The boat action. Put the bitch in gear.
I got it.
Straight up, man. And that's how you know they had more you can say cojones back then, because and in ancient world all the way up till now, this is the weakest generation because they would actually run up on you with a bayonet and stab their own, you know what I'm saying, their own brother, but still, actually like really like with the sword.
Hand to hand.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, hand to hand combat. Now they got
snipers and
you know what I'm saying, hit you from 5 miles away. Type. Come
Which
on,
I mean, like, because I know the apostles, they brought that up too. Like, ain't never, because Gad hit niggas with the arrows far away.
Yeah.
But that took skill. You know what I mean?
Skill.
It ain't like you just shoot a gun and aim it. Like, you gotta, like, the wind trajectory and all that shit. You gotta calculate all that.
Israel, we the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
Yeah,
we out here to build the house of Israel to come into the house of the Lord and to repent. All right? We're going to keep going on that Psalm 37, 34, 37 chapter.
This Psalms 37, verse 16. It say a little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked.
Right, so a little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of the wicked, man. So we not caught up with the cares and affairs of this life. All right, we not worried about trying to get the new SL 550. You know what I'm saying? The goddamn, you know what I'm saying? CL, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Maybachs and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever these kids drive, you know what I'm saying? We worried about getting this down packed and making sure we thoroughly comprehend it and that we